Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. A great day for the market today. Some nice price action, moving higher, regaining some moving averages, bouncing off some key levels. I don't quite think we are there just yet to say that this thing is ready to bounce, but this was definitely a key day for the market. Finding some support, finding some bounces, finding some buyers on some really quality setups. So I am happy to see some of the movement that we saw today. In this video today, we're going to go ahead and review some of the day trades that I took on NFLX. I went ahead, dusted off the scalping account, figured that I would like to try to look for some shorter term trades, as the market is in definitely somewhat of a questionable area for some longer term trades. As you guys know, I took my loss on CRM and Activision, two trades that I took. If you come to the live streams, if you're in the Discord, you are aware of that. So I wanted to make sure coming into today that I opened and closed the trades, closed the day green, and went into the next day with some cash. Today, NFLX was an awesome play. NFLX set up pre-market. If you're in the pre-market live streams, you know how we set this up. This was a beautiful play, straight out of the pre-market live streams and straight out of the morning Discord. So I'm going to go ahead and run through that trade today, show you where I got in, why I got in using technical analysis, and where I went ahead and took profits. After watching today's video, if you enjoy it, press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to press the bell notification so you know every single time that I post. So guys, before we jump into the charts today, I'm going to go ahead and play a quick clip from this morning live stream on NFLX, how we analyzed it, what we were looking at pre-market, so you guys can get a good idea of how these pre-market live streams work if you haven't been there before, and hopefully this will entice you to come hang out. It's totally free. Wake up, come prepare yourself in the morning with our pre-market live streams. NFLX was beautiful, straight from this clip that you are about to see. This 595 level, look at the hold here at 595 yesterday. So you have a previous high, you have it pull back, and look at where it held yesterday. Let me go to the 5-minute chart. You guys will see, look at the base that NFLX built yesterday at 595. This is very strong in my opinion. So I would watch NFLX again today, guys. I would definitely watch NFLX again. If this thing starts to bounce off this 595, I mean, this is still in a very strong uptrend, and we just tapped that uptrend again. So you have this push, you have this pullback, 599. This is a beautiful break and retest here on NFLX right here. Move up, pull back, break and retest, uptrend hold, pushing higher. If this breaks this here, you can get a very nice move on NFLX. So watch that today. That looks like a pretty good chart now that I bring that up. This is actually probably moving up to the top of my watch. All right, guys, so now that you saw the before, let's go ahead and run through the after, how NFLX looks after that pre-market live stream, after today's market action. Here is NFLX on your daily chart. An absolutely incredible run today. 2 new all-time highs. It's crazy to think that NFLX is at all-time highs with the market pulling back the way it is. Some people are attributing this to Squid Game, the new series on NFLX. I have to say, it is a great series. I definitely am enjoying it. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely gotten a lot of people on NFLX. I think that's probably why you are seeing some of this move on the stock. Here is what we were watching today on NFLX. So you guys can see there was this 595 level, a very important level on NFLX. Last week, we got this push through 595. This was acting as previous resistance here. We pushed through that here on NFLX. And by the way, this is the 4-hour chart. So we pushed through this on the 4-hour chart, pushed higher, pulled back. What do you guys know? It's a beautiful break and retest. Yesterday, on some of the weakness that we saw in the market, we pulled right back to that 595. We held it absolutely beautifully. If I go to the 5-minute chart and I go to yesterday, here is look at the hold that NFLX did yesterday at 595. It held that level all day, even with that big pullback in the morning, held it all day, pushed off of it later in the day. If we go back to the 4-hour chart, you will see that this was a extremely clean break and retest here on NFLX at 595, and not only did it hold that retest level, it also held this absolutely incredible uptrend right here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, an awesome hold of this uptrend, a retest hold. Coming into today, that chart alone made me very interested in some NFLX upside plays, and that is exactly what we did today in the Discord chat. Myself alone, I know some of you in the chat held this much longer than me, made quite a bit more money than me. I played this conservatively. I definitely made a good profit on the contracts I made, but obviously I came in today with the mindset of taking the quick profits, coming into the next day with cash. sometimes you're going to miss out on some of the move. You're never going to get a perfect trade, but I am very happy how we caught this in the pre-market and how we traded this. So let's go ahead, dive into the 1 minute chart and break down the exact trades that I took today on Netflix. All right, guys, so on your screen, this is the 1 minute chart. And on the top left, you are going to see some of the trades that I took today. I took 2 trades on Netflix and 1 trade on Tesla, which was a small loser. But I'm going to focus on the Netflix trades here. So first trade I took was at 10:23. I took an October 8th, 6:25 call for $6.99. Obviously, if I held those all day, this would be up a ton, but I did take a very nice profit. Sold those about 30 minutes later for about a, let's say, just about a $350 win there on Netflix. But most importantly, 10:23 to 10:56. Why did I get in at 10:23? That is right here on this candle right here at 10:23. Now, if we go into Netflix and we analyze this chart, you're going to see the quick move higher. I missed the initial pop. I don't like to trade that initial pop. I didn't quite trade this pullback to the 9 EMA and the VWAP hold, but when I saw us push higher, retest these previous highs, you guys can see highs, see the retest right here. I like that break. I like the retest. We bounced off of it. We pulled back and retested it once again. We retested it again here. And after retesting this level almost 3 times, that is when we started to get that push. So at 10:23, after I saw us retest this level once again, hold up at the 5 minute 9 EMA, which is the green line that you see in your chart, that is the 40 EMA. We held that. We held this retest zone, this 620 retest zone, and after bouncing off that, we got an incredible move here on this stock. I went ahead and I took my profits at 10:56. You guys can see that that is right here on this break of the 9 EMA. Saw us start to break down. NASDAQ was starting to get a little weak, and I just wanted to go ahead and lock that in. I basically caught this entire move. Very happy with the trade. Very happy with the break and retest hold. I love taking these types of trades. I love buying these plays off of these retest levels. I know that it sets up just a very clean trade. I know where to get out, and I know where I can play this. I know that if it breaks the retest zone, if it breaks this little consolidation zone here on the charts, then I go ahead and take my stop. It's easy as that. And I like to set up those plays because I have defined risk. I have a level that I want to get out at, and it makes it very stress-free for me. I went ahead and did that exact same thing later in the day. Here is my next trade on Netflix. This one, I didn't quite squeeze out enough profit on it, but I am happy with the entry. And in hindsight, it would have been an even better entry. So I am happy with the play. I got a little impatient on it, and I'll go ahead and talk you through what I could have done better on this particular trade. So my second trade you guys are going to see is at 11:07. 11:07 is right here. You guys can see as we started to push off this retest, I went ahead and I entered an October 8th 650 call, and I went small here. I went $2. I didn't want to give up the profits that I made on the day. I went small. I scales down. I wasn't going aggressive. I wanted to make sure that I stayed green on the day. That was my whole goal today. So we had $650 call for $2 at 11:07. The reason why I took this play, you guys can see, it was just another retest zone that we continued to hold. We had this nice consolidation hold. We continued to hold it. And with a trade like this, it's a very easy place to stop out. If we break below that 627, if we break below this retest zone, I'm out. I'm out of that trade, and I'm looking for another opportunity. We held it beautifully, got in here, continued to hold this thing as we moved higher, and I did exit at the break of the 9 EMA on the 5 minute. I did exit right here at 11:44 for a very small profit. Now, this is where I could have done better here on the Netflix trade. There's always things to learn from your trades, and this is what I could have done better. I should have trusted this retest zone back here once again. You guys can see I got in here at around this 628 area with a stop below this 627. I should have continued to hold this, ignored the EMAs in this case, let this thing try to retest where I previously got in, because you can see, and I'm about to scale out and see, you'll feel my pain. After pulling back to this retest zone and holding it once again, you can see that we continued the day and rallied all the rest of the day, closing all the way up here at $639 just around. We closed a little lower, but hit a high of around $639, $640. So you guys can see we got in here around this 628, moved higher, took profits around here, a pretty small win. I should have been just a little bit more patient, and trusted that retest zone once again to see if it would hold. The other reason that sort of spooked me out of this trade was that the Nasdaq was definitely starting to lose a lot of momentum at this time. Nasdaq was hitting some key resistance levels, started to lose a lot of momentum, and I didn't want to see this trade go red on me. So I did take the profits there, a very small profit, but what I could have done better, like I said, trust the retest zone, use my stop, let it sit, let the play run out. Even if the play does come back to my stop, it will be very small and it's a loss that I could take, right? So those are my two trades on Netflix. Pre-market analysis was spot on. I love the fact that we caught that pre-market. And then some of these retest zones today on Netflix were very clean. Here was the first one. Love this trade. Beautiful trade. Here was the second one. And if I was just a little bit more patient, this would have been another beautiful entry as we rallied into end of day. So those are my two trades on Netflix today, guys. What you can learn from this video is just trying to find some of those consolidation zones intraday, looking to see where a stock is starting to bottom, where it's starting to consolidate, take a play off that consolidation, have a stop right below it, and let the thing run. You can see that is perfectly what happened today. Some consolidation zones here, some consolidation zones here, and two very nice moves off those levels. They set up really easy trades. They set up very good risk to reward, and they set up a very easy place to stop out if it does not work. All right, guys, so that is it for today's video. Hopefully you learned something from today's video, got to see my trades, got to see what I was looking at intraday on Netflix, as well as from the pre-market. If you want to come hang out in the pre-market live streams, we have about 600 people that come on a daily basis. I would love to see some more people there. I'd love to get at least 1,000 people in there, maybe by end of year. It's a really awesome stream. Definitely a lot of education, preparing ourselves for the day. I get a lot of value from it personally because I get to look at stocks myself. You guys recommend stuff. I recommend stuff. It's a very good collaborative environment. So if you want to come hang out, it starts at 8 a.m. every single market day. You guys can go ahead and check that out. With that said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.